I mean, yeah, this is pretty fun. Hello, my fellow sorcerers, and welcome to something just a little bit ridiculous, just a tiny bit game-breakingly, well, broken. AFK in a tier 100 full-on immortality is quite the thing, and you may well have seen something similar. You may well know what's going on. You probably do. But I really want to go over this and how it exactly works with you so that A, if you have also had RNG bless you, you can do it as well, and B, so you can have some fun seeing just what our class is capable of with a certain Melted Heart of Selig, which finally dropped for me, not once, but twice! Yay! Still no Harlequin's Crest, but haha, we move. Okay, so look, I don't need to really introduce you to this item. You have seen barbarians running around, probably absolutely, literally, like nothing can touch them. It's kind of ridiculous. But the thing is, sorcerers can do that too. But I don't even mean going all in, making a build around it, using all your gear and your skill tree and your paragon on supporting this full immortality via Selig. No, you can make some very minor easy changes and just essentially become unkillable real easy. But first and foremost, the actual item itself. The core skill damage is unfortunate because we're probably all playing ball lightning. The all stats is nice. The resource generation is really nice, especially for how it works in of itself. And then the damage while healthy is, yeah, okay, that's not bad. The thing is though, you have to know front up that front up? Why? Front up? Straight up? Like, straight away? Like, no, the front up? That the damage with Selig on will never compete to the damage of having a regular amulet. For example, my ball lightning while rocking Selig, as you're seeing, is doing like the 60k, 70, 80, and will probably top out near the 100 or so mark. As soon as we put my actual amulet on, well, we start to see it skyrocket past the 100 mark, and we'll probably end up around the 130, 140. So, yeah, that is definitely a shame, but it is to be expected, because, you know, you're giving up ranks of Devouring Blaze and, you know, ball lightning itself to achieve it. In any case, then, you, instead of taking damage, drain your resource. So, if you were to take a hit that would do 100% of your health, you would need 300 mana sat there to absorb it. So, yeah, it can be quite hungry. So the first thing that you need when you're rocking Selig is actual still damage reduction, because you need to reduce the hit that is coming in with your damage reduction from vulnerable, from close, from burning, etc., so that 100% of your health hit goes down to like 20% of your health hit. Then it only needs 60 resource to absorb it, and that's very much achievable, especially when it gives you 30 by itself. You get another 20 from Tibolts, you can get more on your helmet, more from your paragon board, and you sit there with a really healthy pool. But just having a big mana pool and lots of damage reduction doesn't make you just immortal with Selig. It helps, it makes you tanky, but you still have to play normally and avoid things, and, you know, it's not actually that kind of worth it. But you can make one very simple little change that makes it very, very worth it. So the basic principles are simple. Have a big mana pool, have damage reduction so you're having to spend less mana on absorbing it, and then have lots of mana regeneration to keep having mana to fuel the aforementioned two things. But achieving that isn't perhaps as intuitive or simple as saying it is, except for the way that I have done that I can't wait to show you, because you can essentially solve the mana problem and therefore achieve immortality with one little tweak that happens passively in the background and you don't have to worry about it, and it's probably something you're already using in your build anyway. Because essentially, with the right amount of damage reduction, which you will have, especially for Abattoir of Zir, you are never going to take a hit that needs that much mana to absorb. So you keep getting absorb, absorb, absorb. So as long as mana keeps surging back in, we are good. And having a large pool to begin with helps massively on that front too. So the number one stat that makes this all work then that we care about is mana generation. This lovely resource generation that we can get on our focuses, we can get it on our rings, and of course it's on Selig itself. This means that all sources of incoming mana are 83% more effective. This stacks up massively. It means your Tibalt's that has a 50 base primary resource restore nearly restores 100 mana instead, which is nearly like a full refill. That is great. It makes crackling energy picking up much more mana. Your natural regeneration rate much more mana. But we want this to happen automatically and power Selig. And we achieve that with the recharging aspect. Every time Chain Lightning bounces, you get 2.5 mana. And yes, 2.5 is the best I have found all season. But even so, it still works wonders. And you may ask why this is relevant, or, you know, more accurately, you probably exactly know why it is relevant, because of the Chain Lightning enchantment. Every time you spend 100 mana, you fire off an automatic Chain Lightning. What counts as spending mana? Well, yes, Selig absorbing. So if Selig absorbs 100 mana worth of damage, so this 186 down to 86, you fire off a Chain Lightning. Then that Chain Lightning bounces round, restoring 3 mana, ideally a bounce, 3 mana upgraded by your resource generation, which will then give you the mana back that you just spent on absorbing the damage. So you can reach this critical mass breakpoint if you really lean into it. Play on low health with damage reduction while injured, go full defensive, put on a proper defensive legs instead of Tibalt's, and so on and so forth, where you're taking such little damage that the mana regen from automatic Chain Lightning Selig spending recharging combo is more mana than you need to absorb all the damage you're taking, and you are permanently AFK level immortal against any enemy in tier 100, butcher, etc. forever and always. And that's really freaking cool as this kind of passive synergy. Chain Lightning enchantment, recharging aspect, Selig, and you're good to go. And that right there is exactly what I wanted to get across, because you don't need to go full in. If you have a Selig, literally just use the Chain Lightning enchantment and recharging aspect on top of your normal build, make those minimal changes, and you will find yourself insanely tanky. Play, air quotes, normally, and then you'll find that you just never die anymore, because you have this ridiculous backup loop in place, keeping you alive and absorbing all damage you do accidentally take. And especially for Abattoir of Zir, that might come in ridiculously handy. Even though we know that dealing damage is more important, it gives you the comfort to deal that damage because you can just stand there, stack ball lightnings, and let them melt without running around avoiding everything like a headless chicken. And of course, if you are running the Chain Lightning enchantment, you are probably running Static Surge, which means when it fires off, you're also getting 10% of your mana back anyway, which is even more automatic fuel for your Selig absorbing. And I just think it's an incredibly cool little synergy with an awesome Uber Unique, and it definitely is a very happy drop to see if you have got one, perhaps you've not used it yet, or not seen just how well this works. So yeah, that's kind of it. Just wanted to go over that and show how much fun it is on Sorcerer and how ridiculous it can be. For now then, like if you've enjoyed this, subscribe, hit the bell for more, consider supporting the future of the channel on Patreon down below, and until we meet again, a goodbye.
Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.